Hey you guys, this is Ambria. Today I will be recording for the Real Talk Friday. I have not did a Real Talk Friday in a long time. Like, I kid you not. Like, I'm not even trying to sound funny. But today's topic, real quick, before I get into today's topic, I don't know why I couldn't get that out of my mouth. I just want to show y'all my arts and crafts. Like, oh my goodness, I really been loving the seashells lately. Like, I've been really down and out, trying to still cope with a lot of things that has been going on in my life, and this is what I've been doing. Like, honestly, I feel like a big kid doing stuff like this. But anyway, back to Real Talk Friday. Real Talk Friday's topic is going to be about godly communion. Like, so we're going to be talking about like real friendships and what you should look for in a real friend, and why you should, if you're thinking about considering like Christian values now. Let's talk about friendships, and we'll be talking about sensitive areas of why there are so many Christian people that may not have friends. Okay, so a little bit about me, real quick. I didn't start going to church until I was 15 years old. I'm sorry if y'all see me look this way. I'm just trying to make sure my door don't open up, okay? And nobody be picking in all in my business, okay? But I didn't start going to church until I was 15 years old, right? I'm not gonna lie. I've always been an introvert almost my entire life. I never really had friends. I feel like I've always had people pick on me more than I ever had friends. And then the few friends that I had, like, backstabbers at its finest. Okay, that's another talk for another day. But I just want to say that I'm at a point in my life. I'm young. I'm only 21. I'm at a point in my life now where it's like I want friends, but I don't trust people. But as a Christian, I don't think it was meant for us in the Bible to be alone. I don't think God wants us to isolate ourselves from people, even though we may have had a lot of bad friendships. Someone could have set you up to get raped, somebody could have set you up to get killed or carjacked you, or they could have took your business that you once trusted them with and threw it in your face. I just want to say that is all negative responses of friendships. And honestly, sometimes it just be the people that you are friends with. It's the people you're friends with. Me personally, I'm starting to learn now that I'm starting to get connected with different Christians and different people. We all have the same thing in common. We don't really have friends. A lot of us don't have friends. And I had a discussion with a couple of these Christian influencers, and I asked the question, well, why don't us Christians, we feel like, or people that know the Bible, how come we don't have friends? And that's because we live in a generation where everybody trying to do their own thing. We live in a generation where everybody want to say stuff to people, and this is what I talk about, this is what I mean by telling the truth and love versus telling the truth just to hurt somebody's feelings. We live in a generation where everybody want to tell the truth just to hurt your feelings and calling it as real. That's the problem. And me personally, I'm the type of person, I don't have a problem with somebody telling me the truth about myself, but when you start doing it in a way where it can hurt my feelings, but if I say something to you and it hurts your feelings, now you want to fight me, but you didn't have that same energy when you told me about ABC and XYZ and 1, 2, 3. But because I called you out on something that I saw that I didn't like or how I felt, now all of a sudden you want to fight me. That's just not cool. And that is one of the reasons. But the biggest reason we felt like it was trust. Like I said, we live in a worldly world. Like, that doesn't make sense at all. A worldly world. What is that? But no, a worldly world. We do live in a world full of people that's so consumed about money and, this person, she thinks she all that. And we live in a world where other people are worried about what the next person is doing. And if they're doing better than us, we get jealous. We get jealous of them. So I just want to say, it's so easy for us to isolate ourselves from everybody because we feel like, okay, I know me, I isolate. I can't speak for really no other Christian person or anybody. I can only speak for myself. But the reason why I separate myself from other people is because of the trust issues I've been through. I've tried to give people chances in life, and they have proved me very, very unworthy. They have proved me very wrong about who they actually were. And I felt like people would try to climb on top of me for other people just to say that they got friends. You know what I'm saying? So I know for myself, I isolate myself because I felt like, nobody really never cared about me, or people never really gave me a chance. And, I've always felt like people would never respect and honor me as a person enough to be friends with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to think more positive now. I'm trying to stop saying stuff like that because I realize when I say stuff like that, I curse myself. But for the most part, it's safety reasons. There are so many people laying in the grave right now because they didn't trust the wrong person or the wrong group of people. Do y'all not know that? Like, let's be real. I just want to say that godly communion. Now, let me get it right, because let me get something straight. You got some people that call themselves Christian, but then they are some terrible people. They're terrible friends, terrible spouses, everything. They just terrible people. They come off as judgmental, and that's the problem. So this is how I look at it. Godly, when you trying to be friends, especially as a Christian, you want to find mature godly people. And they're out there. First of all, you got to be willing to be a Christian. Because let me tell you this now. A true Christian that know what they want, ain't finna be hanging around street people. That's a big no bueno for a lot of us. We not hanging around street people. Because we know street people will get angry with us because we trying to live our life right. We trying to not sin. We trying not to have this nasty record on us. So when we do die, Jesus gonna question us. We trying to be the best that we can be. But then you got people that side-eyeing you, thinking you weird, or they got their own assumptions made up about you, and they trying to do crazy, sneaky plot, and they trying to do sneaky and plotty things to you. Ain't nobody got time for that, y'all. So, like I said, a true Christian ain't finna be friends with people that's just out here in these streets doing anything and everything to people with no remorse, and then on top of that, don't want to take responsibility for their words and actions. That's not what we trying to do. Christian people are looking for people, and you can't trick a Christian person either. I mean, you can, depending on how, I'm not gonna say weak, but depending on like how vulnerable they are. If they really want friends and they stop relying on God, then yeah, you can get them. But a person that really knows their self-worth and know what the Bible has promised them when it come down to friendships. Now, me personally, I don't know Bible scriptures, so you ain't gotta worry about me pulling out Bible scriptures at the moment, because I don't know how to, I mean, it's not that I don't know how to do it. I just didn't take the time to do it. You know what I'm saying? But in the Bible, it's pretty much, how many of you guys know that, like I said, God don't want you to isolate yourself from everybody. That's not healthy. And let me tell you why he don't want you to do that. Because when you are constantly by yourself, that's when the devil, Satan, Lucifer, whoever you call him, whatever you know him as, the son of all lies, literally, the prince of all lies, let me tell you what he does. He likes to feed you. When you by yourself, he likes to, especially if you got a past, he likes to feed you all this crazy stuff, all this crazy information. He likes to give you ideas. Like, he'll literally present to you ideas of what you could and what you could and could not do. He'll tell you, oh, you ugly. Oh, you need to get revenge on her. Go, you got her address. Go flatten her car tires. Go have somebody shoot up his and her house. Satan gives you these ideas when you don't have no friends. Accountable friends. I mean, like, real friends. I'm not talking about friends that would encourage the BS that's going on in your head. I'm talking about when you don't have accountable Christian godly people that's going to tell you the truth and that's going to help you heal and that's going to speak life into you. That's when Satan will come in and attack you when you are the most vulnerable. I promise you he will do that. And that's why God doesn't want us to be isolated. He doesn't want you to feel like, oh, okay, you don't need friends, you don't deserve friends. I hate that people feel that way. I'm not gonna lie, and I when I first heard it, I'm not gonna lie, for a long time I've always felt like I don't need friends, I don't need this and I don't need that. But I'm gonna tell you something. Friends as much as y'all don't want to believe it, I think in this world we do need friends. Like I said, you need a person that's gonna keep you accountable for the things you say and do to people. I'm not talking about somebody that's gonna sit back and tell you, you sitting up here talking about sexual predatory behaviors, and then you got this friend that's influencing you like, yeah, she do got a nice body, I would go for her and do it. No, you don't need people like that. You need friends that's gonna tell you, now, shorty, you need to get that shit out your mind. Shorty don't want you. Shorty don't like you. And if you pull a stunt like that on her or him, then they need to whoop your ass, or you need to go to jail. You need people that's gonna keep it real and 100 with you. Anytime, let me tell you something. Anytime you got friends, you think you got friends, and you telling them that's encouraging bad behavior, and that's encouraging drama, and that's encouraging you to do wild things to people, those are not your friends. I can guarantee you, those are not your friends. Because a real friend is going to tell you the truth. A real friend is going to sit you down and talk to you about your problems and your struggles. Your real friend ain't going to sit up here and give you an idea to go out there and do it. And if you already got the idea in your head and you tell them about it, there's no way on hell's earth they're going to sit up here and encourage that shit either. A real friend not going to do that. I don't care what y'all got to say. A real friend ain't going to sit there and let you go out there and hurt people. Because they know that karma's real. And then not only that, let me tell y'all something. The people you hang around with, when you let them do crazy things and get away with it, you are a walking target just like they are. Even though you may have not committed that crime, or if you may not have done what they did, the streets talk. The streets talk, and people will snitch on you. Your own friends will snitch on you. Your own friends will snitch on you, okay? And that's why it's so important to tell your friends when they doing something wrong. You need to tell them, like, yo, what you said back there wasn't cool, or yo, like, what you pulled back there, that was not cool. Because when you sit there and you let them get away with stuff like that, and you always protected them when they clearly are in the wrong, let me tell you something, you didn't created a monster. Because now they feel like, oh, I can go out there and say whatever I want to say to her or him, and ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it because my friend got my back. But little did you know, this person got a gun. So now you go over there messing with that person over there, talking trash, or you jump them and stuff, and they know where you and your buddy live, you and your quote unquote, I don't even call them buddy, I call them bodyguards. When they know where you and your friend / bodyguard live at, now they finna come tackle your bodyguard. And you as the friend, like I said, now you didn't sit up here and put yourself in danger, and you didn't put your other friend in danger. Literally. That's why I say friends are gonna hold you accountable. Real friends are gonna hold you accountable for the things you say and do. Because now, like I said, you are a walking target. And then the person that's not saying nothing, they are a walking target as well. And that's why it's so important to watch, put your friends in check. That's just how I see it. And then not only that, I really do feel like I said, I know I said I wasn't going to throw Bible verses, but if you read in the Bible, I forgot, I think it's either in Corinthians or maybe 2 Corinthians. It's somewhere. I don't know. I really don't know. It's just, it's a Bible scripture that talks about how bad company disrupts good character. That is so true. So when you're trying to find friends, you want to make sure that they match your energy, they match your goals, y'all have the same heart, and y'all see eye to eye. Make sure y'all values are like the same. Like, I'm telling you, when it come down to friends, you can never try to be friends. Your standards cannot be up here and you hanging around people that's down here. Like, that's just not how, that's a big no-brainer. That's just not how that's gonna work. You're not gonna sit up here and be this high and hang around people that's this low. You don't want that. And let me tell you why. That's the term, and it's a term in the Bible. Y'all know what that term is? It's called unequally yoked. Just like in relationships, you don't want to be unequally yoked. That goes for friendships as well. You don't want to be unequally yoked in a friendship. I promise you, if you are unequally yoked, you will get hurt. You will get your feelings hurt, and you will be hurt, and you will be walking around here harboring pain. And I'm telling you, trauma ain't nothing to play with. Trauma is a real thing that happens to a lot of people, unfortunately. And then not only that, it's so important, I feel like, especially as Christians, it's important that you find a godly circle. Because how many of you guys know that godly circle that keeps you accountable, the way you treat your friends is the way you're going to treat your husband or your wife someday. We live in a generation where a lot of people may sit up here and say, well, I'm not trying to get married, I don't care. But then the ones that do want to get married, a lot of these people have bad attitudes. I mean, stanky attitudes. Attitudes on 5,000 degrees and don't give a care, okay? They don't give a blank, blank, blank. They don't care. And I'm here to tell you, practice. If you're trying to get married someday and if you're trying to have kids, you need to practice talking to people. I'm talking about having good communication skills. I'm talking about actually loving people, telling people where they wrong and just being there for that person, sitting that person down and letting them know, like, what you said back there to that girl, that wasn't cool. You really hurt her feelings back there. So now she might not want to be your friend no more because you didn't said that wild stuff. Or when girl, we went out to dinner and that girl, that's our friend too. She forgot her money. You was bogus for, not paying for her. You was bogus for not telling her bring her money. You was bogus. And that's why it's so important that's why it's so important to have godly communion with people. Like, you want to have friends that could respect you enough and that got your back. If you ain't got something, they got your back. You don't want to be out here thinking that you got friends and then when a small thing happen, they blow up in your face. And let me tell you something. If you can't depend on people for the small things in life, when big things start to happen, best believe this is what it's gonna look like. It's gonna look like that. It's gonna be like that. It's not gonna work. So that's why I feel like it's so important to have good godly communion, like good friendships, and that's why I believe a lot of Christians are struggling with friendships, is because we're trying to be careful about the people we let in our life. We don't want people just coming in our life trying to take value away from us. Literally. Like I said, and we definitely don't want people trying to come in and take our life from us. You know what I'm saying? In the Bible, I think for another Real Talk Friday, I'm going to talk about betrayal. Because betrayal is a real thing. Like, it's a story in the Bible of Judas and Jesus. Judas betrayed Jesus for some money. And that's what stops a lot of people, especially as Christians, from getting in these friendships, for trying to make friends with people. The betrayal is real out here, you guys. And that's why it's a lot of Christians out here that may not have friends. I don't think it's because we weird. I know me personally, I'm not a Bible flashing person. I don't flash Bible scriptures in nobody's face. But it would be nice to sit down and have a real conversation, or have an intimate conversation with someone about God, and, express to people how you feel about God. And, it would be nice to sit down and have a conversation with a person or two people. And it will also mean the world to have a friendship with people where you can practice good communication skills, and you feel like you have a voice, and you feel empowered, not in a way where you feel like you gotta climb on everybody, but just a way where it's equal, where it's equally yoked. And like I said, that's why a lot of us Christians, we don't have too many friends, or some Christians may not have no friends, because it's hard out here in these streets. Y'all notice I said streets and not streets, right? No, for real. It's hard out here in these streets. It's really hard. It just seems like everybody's too worldly nowadays. Like I said, me personally, I identify myself as Christian. So me personally, I would want to be around mature Christian people. I want to be around, now keyword I say is mature, because like I said in the beginning, not everybody that claim they self as Christian is not mature, okay? And then not only that, y'all, my bad for that, my little sister busted in this room like she had no common sense. But not only that, real talk, you guys, I'm like finished with this video. You came in this world by yourself. I've always had that mentality. You came in this world by yourself, you gotta leave by yourself. So, and that's true. That's why it's so important that we be careful as people. Let me tell y'all something real quick, and then I'm gonna end this video. As a godly person, as a mature Christian person, a person that's really trying to live for God, you need to hang around people. You don't need to be hanging around street people. And because let me tell you something. This is like the circle of life. Like, literally, Christian people are a walking target to a lot of street people. Let me tell you something. As a Christian, when it comes down to looking for friends or a relationship, you don't get in these friendships or these relationships with people that are street people. Because street people don't like us. Let me just keep it all the way 100. Street people don't like us. Hell, there's a lot of Christians out there that ain't gonna like you either. That's why I said mature Christians. Find you some mature Christians. Period. Okay? Like I said, street people don't like none of us. I don't care if you are a bad Christian, a bougie Christian. Street people don't like us. They don't like Christians. And then not only that, street people don't even like each other. Street people don't like street people. And then let me tell you what's the biggest thing about this whole scenario. The streets loves nobody. The streets don't love Christians, nor do they love street people. Period. So, at the end of the day, you don't want to lose yourself to these streets, to this world. You don't want to lose nothing to this world like that, okay? Including your life. So, I'm just going to leave y'all with something to think about. What do you want out of a friendship? Like I said, do you have a godly circle? Do they keep you accountable? I'm not talking about when they save your butt from when you did something wrong, you didn't committed a crime, or you didn't cross someone, they telling you, oh, it's okay. Those are people that don't love you. I'm just going to be all the way 100. Those are people that don't love you. Let me tell you why. Anytime a friend can sit up here and let you do evil stuff like that or do bad things to people, they waited for a day for you to cross them, and they gonna cut you they gonna cut you the hell off. And they might right then and there just get you killed, beat the hell up, whatever it costs. People have a notion of, oh, I don't care if you do it to her, but don't do it to me and my people, and we cool. But and then honestly, they use those things as props to make sure that you stay in their life so that way you don't walk away from them. So like I said, stay away from people that let you get away with bull crap like that, or people that feed you ideas of drama or gossiping and doing evil, plotting evil on people. Stay away from people like that. For real. Life is too short to be sitting over here playing with people that don't care. Playing with people that know that they playing with fire. Stay away from that. As godly Christian people, pray. We need to pray more about people, about who's right for us and who's not. That's all I want to leave you with for Real Talk Friday. Thank you. Bye.